What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to make a carbon fiber steering wheel. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Like I just mentioned, we're going to be doing a carbon fiber steering wheel. Our mold for this one, pretty simple. It's just a flat mirror that I bonded to a piece of wood just to give it a little protection. The mold is already prepped with a chemical release. So when time lapse picks up, you're just gonna see me do the gum tape, and then the layup, I'll note on the bottom of the screen like what I'm doing, stuff like that. Kind of like my more typical composite video. So enough chatting, let's jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to jump out of time lapse real quick and go over my setup. It is relatively a basic infusion setup, as you saw. Mold was prepped. My laminate of all of my carbon, which I did kind of alternate layers between the 12K and the biaxial weave. Then peel ply, flow net, my typical infusion setup with an upside down epoxy, and vacuum way up here with several inches of a resin break. And then obviously gum tape around the side. There's nothing overly special about this setup. What makes it a little bit unique is the thickness of the laminate. So this laminate, when done, will be almost a 1/4 inch thick in one shot. So you can see how slow it's going. A thick laminate, you can definitely infuse too fast, where the epoxy will go through the net and the first couple of layers, but on the mold side, you know, way down in the laminate, the epoxy may not get to. So I have this pinched off pretty good. Yeah, you can see it's going very, very slowly. I might open it a tiny bit more, but that's kind of the only unique note about this is don't infuse a thick laminate too quickly, but otherwise, typical infusion setup. Gonna let it cure and then we'll cut it out. Alright, so here it is, looking good. And at this point, I'm effectively done with it. Feels good in the hands, you know, bolt pattern fits, you know, all the common wheels, but again, since we make them in-house, we can obviously, I think certain ones are clocked, or they could be 5 bolts, whatever. We can kind of drill them however you need. At this point, once the customer gets it, there's a handful of companies that make kind of like moldable rubber grips or whatever, so get whatever type of grips you want on it, get the moldable ones. I have had customers use like a high density foam and then have it wrapped in like suede or leather, and you kind of stitch right along the inside seam of it, you know, and they turned out really nice. So it's kind of up to, you know, the end customer, do what they want. All right guys, so there you go, carbon fiber steering wheels. Really not a ton to them. If you want one, I'll put a link in the video description below. I really don't sell a ton of them because I do practically zero marketing for them. We can customize the shape, whatever. Or if you watch the video, you get your own materials, your own vacuum pump, your own oven, your own tools to cut carbon. Make your own, go for it. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. As always, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.